Today on Say Life TV, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, right? Well, one change agent says, forget making the lemonade, we should do something else. We'll show you. Plus, are you attracting the wrong type of people in your life? Well, our professional networker is here to talk about the movement, and she shows us how to collect the right type of friends. And hey, we're outside. Well, some of us, our fashion correspondent is in the building to bling us out as some of you get back out there. All this and more on Say Life TV. We'll be right back. Ever thought about becoming a coach? But maybe you don't know the first step to take. Tired of putting your dream of inspiring and encouraging people on the back burner? Don't let this dream wait any longer. Start your journey of becoming a coach today with the Say Life Coach Institute. Our program is approved by the International Coach Federation. You'll finish the program knowing how to coach, the foundations of coaching, and how to start your coaching business right away, even if you don't have any experience. We even have scholarships. Join the hundreds of coaches in the Say Life Coach Network from several states and countries. Click the Become a Coach tab on SayLifeTV.com to learn more. The Say Life Coach Institute, real coaches for real people.
Moving through the world in a positive way. This is Say Life TV.
You heard the man. This is Say Life TV, equipping you to empower yourself in all aspects of life while moving through the world in a positive way. Happy Friday morning. So honored you chose to spend your morning right here. And on this journey alongside you, I am Elissa Lassiter, your personal coach and your lifestyle host. So I hope your Friday is going amazing so far, but let's talk about how to make it even more amazing in today's Friday. So on today's Friday, I'm going to give you some steps you can implement right now in your life to see change. How about that? So in a report from Birchbox, it said that nearly 40% of parents feel guilty for taking some time for self-care. So whether you're a parent or not, do you ever feel bad for taking a nap, relaxing, treating yourself? Well, if so, here are a few steps to turn that around. 1, create the time. The study also said that 40% of people said they just don't have time for self-care. In just the time you take to watch this segment, you can be doing just one small action that helps you feel taken care of and rejuvenated. Hey, an hour of self-care is great, but a minute of self-care is much better than 0. 2, keep it simple. Your me time could be reading a chapter of a book you haven't read in a while, going on a quick walk, meditating. I use a meditation app, or maybe just some prayer time to look inward and connect with God. Or treat yourself to something. It doesn't have to break the bank. Think of your favorite snack, a hand-me-down from your favorite consignment shop, just something that means something to you. And 3, remember your why. When you're not able to show up for yourself and take care of you, it may be difficult for you to show up and take care of others. Hey, you can't pour out of an empty cup. Go ahead, get some accountability, tell a friend, get the family on board, post it on social media, and share some of your self-care pics with us with the hashtag Friday, and go ahead and tag Say Life TV. And look, if you need some special one-to-one accountability, perhaps from a coach, send an email to the address on your screen today. I'd love to talk with you. Okay, so we've all heard the saying, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, right? Well, Carenda Deonne is the founder of Carenda Deonne LLC, and she says, don't make the lemonade. We need to take aim instead. Carenda challenges women to embrace change by doing just that, taking aim. She's a speaker, author, and your #1 change agent. Welcome, Carenda.
Elissa,
Yes.
thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We are so happy that you're here. And you know, here on Say Life TV, we like to have a little fun. As you can tell, this is not the cooking segment. I know it looks like it, but Carenda has brought some lemons with her, which are actually really cool stress balls, by the way. And on these lemons, each one of them represents a challenge or a lemon that may be in your life. And she's going to tell us how to take aim at each one of them. So I want you to pay attention because you may recognize some lemons or some of these challenges in your own life. So let's talk about the first one, Carenda, which is unforgiveness.
Ooh, unforgiveness. Well, Alyssa, first of all, unforgiveness is truly a silent killer. Yeah, because you're harboring so much in your heart, right? And when you want good heart health, I know we can exercise and I know we can eat well, but forgiveness has a big piece to do with that. And so taking aim means first saying to yourself, you know what, I want my heart to be healthy. I don't want to have things harboring in my life, in my emotions, and even in my mindset that could hold me back from being the best that I can be, right? And you can't be the best you can be if you have unforgiveness. And so it's so important that your mindset is ready to approach it, that I want to feel better. And a part of feeling better, in addition to all the exercise and eating healthy that we can do, is really forgiving yourself and forgiving others. It's so important.
Yeah. Yes, I've heard, of course, the saying where unforgiveness is like a poison. The individual will drink it and expect it to hurt somebody else. And what do you suggest for somebody who says, well, this person didn't ask for forgiveness, well, why should I give it to them? What about in those situations that may be a little complex?
Yeah, some situations are complex, but at the end of the day, Alyssa, we have a choice, right? And taking aim is about choice, right? You can make lemonade if you want to, but the choice is you're going to stand up, you're going to take accountability, and you're going to do those things, those practical steps by saying to yourself, I forgive me. This person may not have asked, but it's okay because I'm working on me. And so you have to just keep that in mind and keep that focus about being a better person from the inside out.
When you said, I forgive me,
that
was so powerful for me, and I know that's going to be powerful for people who are watching as well. And just the fact that holding on to unforgiveness can literally take days off of our life, and how precious our days are and numbered. And so that's amazing, that just a great reminder that sometimes that unforgiveness can manifest into something that we really don't want. So,
right, exactly, because past issues and experiences can haunt us, right? And most times when you have to come to a place of forgiveness, you're at a crossroads because there's this battle within. It's a battle within. But when you do it, it really gives you a peace. Absolutely.
Yes, for the freedom. I love it. So the next lemon we're talking about, bad habits, Carenda. Let's talk about it.
We all have them. Yeah. But you know what? I want the audience, and I want you to think of endurance, right? Because when you have bad habits, it weakens your endurance. So it weakens your ability to be effective. And so it's important to reverse those habits. Now, it's not saying that I'm trying to live a perfect life, because that's unrealistic. But it is important to take notice of things that you can take baby steps, simple steps, right? Some people say, well, I can't run a mile. Okay, but what you can do is get up and walk in place, right? Or if they say, you know what, I can't walk in place. Well, what you can do is move in your chair. There is something that you can do, right? So it's good to have that mindset to say, no, I need endurance mentally and holistically. Yeah.
And those bad habits didn't come there overnight. No. So just how we created those not so nice habits, we can start to create something else. Is that right to say?
Yeah, that's so right to say. Absolutely.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And so the next lemon that I want to talk about, I know this can be a big one. We talked about it even today.
Yeah.
Lack of self-care.
Oh my gosh.
Let's talk about that lemon. How can we take aim at that?
We could take all of these lemons and really start throwing them, right? Because lack of self-care, it really hinders development, right? And so sometimes people say, oh, I want to be this and I want to do this, but if you're not taking care of you, you can't take care of that. Does that make sense? You can't take care of that. And so it's important. Just recently, Alyssa, if I can give you an example, I wrote myself a love letter. Beautiful. Right? And it was kind of challenging, but it was healthy to look at those areas and to write those areas in which, didn't feel maybe so good, but it was good for me to say, hey, I love me. I love the imperfections, and I even love the things that I say might be a little unlovable. But self-care is so, so important. And as you said earlier, it's not about, if you have a big budget to do so, it's just doing something. It's just doing something and taking those steps.
You mentioned that there was it was challenging to write this love letter, and I'm sure maybe there are some people out there who are thinking the same thing. What's kind of that scary part, or what has been that scary part?
Yeah, well, self-care for me, yes, you can go to the spa, and yes, you can get your nails done, and all of those things are good. But to me, self-care is really pushing out things that may be deep within you, that maybe no one else knows about, but you need to deal with. So sometimes self-care can be challenging, because when you really start dealing with your issues in order to be better for yourself first, so that you can be better for others, that can be challenging.
Yes.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. Of course, getting your nails done and the hair done and makeup, that's awesome. But also to pay attention to what's on the inside, and that's self-care too.
That's self-care too. What books are you reading? What things are you listening to? How the things that you eat and you drink, how are you honoring yourself? All of those things are important. The words that you say are important.
And what you're taking in.
What you're taking in.
That's what's going to come out.
That's it.
Tell us, why is it so important to take aim?
Oh, my goodness. Whoever said to make, when life gives you lemons, to make lemonade, they were so wrong. They were so wrong. Listen, taking aim is about taking accountability in order to take action, which helps you to embrace change. Like Alyssa, you and I are sitting here, and we may have different stories, but one thing that is constant is that change has been inevitable in our lives. Right. And so taking aim is about embracing that change by dealing with the things you need to deal with. So important to do so.
And I know for some people who are listening, it may be kind of scary to make that change. And so if any of you are having trouble taking aim at some of these lemons, that's okay, because we don't have to do this alone. Certainly Carenda is here. And so Carenda, please tell us how our Say Life family can get in touch with you so they can get help with all of these lemons.
All of them, yes, absolutely. You can find me on the web at CarendaDeonne.com. Also, I'm on all social media platforms at Carenda Deonne. And you can also join the Prospering Healthy Souls Women's Group, and also get a copy of my latest book, Perfect Patty Messed Up.
Perfect Patty Messed Up. And so now we are taking aim at some of those things, so that we can come out triumphant.
Yes.
Carenda, so good to have you here today.
Thank you,
absolutely. And so look, in addition to that, do you feel, we talked about some of these lemons, right? Well, do you feel that you end up with some lemons as friends, some friends who are a little less than true blue? Well, coming up next, our professional networker, Elizabeth Duncan-Hawker. She's standing by to test our knowledge on how to collect our true blue buddies. And wait a minute, later in the show, as you're getting back out there into the world, making friends, taking aim at lemons as well, we want you to look good doing it. Our fashion correspondent, Natarsha Fequiere, is also here to get us right. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Your girls have been with you through every moment of your life. And they're still with you right now. But how well do you know them?
You don't know my name.
So there was this task that I wanted to start, but it just seemed so overwhelming. It wasn't even that hard. But for whatever reason, I felt I just couldn't get started. Have you been there? Well, here are a few things that I do when I need to get started on an overwhelming task. First, I ask myself, why is this even so overwhelming to me? Do I not have the tools I need to get started? Am I hesitant to begin because I'm afraid I may be doing it wrong? Once we've identified and got the reason out there, then we can attack the root cause. Next, I come up with a clear plan for getting started. I'm talking concrete steps to find exactly what you want done. Another thing I noticed is that I was creating these fabulous to-do lists, the kind with the special colored pen, right? But what I was not creating was the time to actually look at that list and align myself with the goals that I wanted accomplished. And then begin. A baby step is still a step, and that means you're one step closer to where you want to be. And that is your Insight in 60. All right, everyone, the Say Life family like to participate, so go ahead and get on those thinking caps. We are going to test our knowledge on how to attract and keep, okay, keyword, attract and keep the right friends into our lives today. And here to help us with that, we have Elizabeth Duncan-Hawker. She's the creator of the Growth Networking System Professional Network and the founder of Red Hawk Strategic Solutions LLC and the author of the new positive guidebook, Collecting True Friends. Be a magnet to those worthy of your time and devotion. Elizabeth, thank you for being here today.
Yay. I'm so delighted to be here, Alyssa. Thank you so much.
Yes, and so we talked about testing the knowledge, so I hope that I get the questions right. However, you all at home, feel free to play along. And so Elizabeth has some questions for us on how to
Absolutely.
attract and keep the right friends, so I am ready.
Absolutely. So, true or false? Does having great friends in your life help you live longer?
Well, you know, earlier today we talked about unforgiveness and how that can shorten our time here, so I would say true.
Perfect. All
Ding,
right.
ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding. True or false? Does having great friends keep you healthier, and do you have a lesser chance of getting depressed or having physical illnesses?
I will say true.
It is. It is.
You're having fun with your friends, right?
It isn't that amazing though. So, and studies have proven that we actually live longer and we stay healthier when we have great friends in our life, and that's just a wonderful thing. But it's like a hidden secret.
That is so important. And I think maybe sometimes people may diminish how important it is to keep good people and good friends around them.
Yes, they do. They do. Well, I think we just get used to the people that are in our lives, and then we don't necessarily realize that we need to have the best quality of people in our lives, and that's what the movement's about that we're going to talk about.
Yeah. And I think sometimes, like you said, sometimes we're just kind of on autopilot and really assessing the value of the friends that we have in our lives. And speaking of value, tell me a little bit about knowing the importance of knowing your value in friendships.
Well, the subtitle to the book that we did, Alyssa, with it, which is Be a Magnet to Those Worthy of Your Time and Devotion, is all about value, because we need to know that we are worthy of having the right people in our lives, and then in turn we're going to make their lives better. Because when we think that it's all right just to have certain people in our life because we've always known them, and you know what I'm talking about. We've worked with them forever, we've been in church with them forever, they're our neighbors, that we've grown up with them, for example, but we don't realize that there's a cost associated with it if they're not the people that when we leave them and spending time with them that we just feel amazing. And if we're not feeling amazing about being around people, or they're not uplifting us, then that's not the value. So it's just like when you have a wonderful outfit and you put it on and it makes you just feel great, or you spend time in a place or destination, you go, wow, I feel better here. That's value. People have the same connection with us that do that, and that's where the worthiness comes in with the value. And everybody should have beautiful people in their lives that make them better, and in return they need to work on how they can become better with them.
Wow. That really, I mean, talk about some heart work. That's just my more fun way of saying homework. You know, to really assess the people that are in our lives and to really see, okay, is this a friendship that's serving me, and can I serve them as well?
Exactly. And I think that's one of the biggest things that people forget is how much we are required to give back. So to be worthy of people, and that's why we started the whole term of the collecting true friends, and I know that was one of the things she wanted me to mention.
Yes, why collecting?
Yeah, why collecting
we collect
true friends?
Leaves,
Right.
stamps,
Right.
seashells.
Yeah, we have all sorts of collections in our house, right? But if we look at it as in a different motion of that we actually take an action in what we're doing as all these strangers that we meet that then become acquaintances and then might become a friend, but we need to look at people differently, and we need to say, okay, is this a potential friend? And once we know back to if we're worthy and we know what our value is that we bring and we know what the value is we're looking for in people, those are qualities. And if we know what our qualities are that we're looking for, then we can attract that. So it's actually a verb. It's a collecting true friends becomes an action. It becomes a mindset. And I'm playfully calling it's a movement. So I'm on a movement right now to help everyone figure out how they can find true friends in their life. Nobody should be lonely. It is fixable. If people haven't had great friends in their life, that's fixable. We can totally work on that.
How encouraging
Yeah,
is that? And
it
I
is.
especially know it's, you know, in this age where so many people have experienced some isolation and some difficulties. I think this is such a welcome message for all of us.
Thank you.
And so I know we have, so far I have 2 out of 3,
Yes,
so I'm
you're
doing pretty good
you're
right
doing
now.
pretty
How are you
good.
doing at home? Let's see.
You're doing really
What about
well.
the third question?
So let's talk about in a workplace, for example. If you, true or false, if you have a coworker or a close friend at work, are you going to be more productive? True or false? Would you be more productive, true or not? Would it not matter?
Whew. So my first thought was to say true, you'd be more productive. However, I know some friends that I have, and when you put us together, we may kind of get a little off track just a little bit. So I'll say both.
Oh, you know what? I would agree with both, but the statistics show that we're 7% more likely to be productive. So that's a huge thing for employers to start recognizing that if people make relationships and have close friendships at work, they can actually boost productivity.
Okay.
And that's a great thing for employers to be aware of with friendships.
Yes.
Yep. And then would you like me to ask another question?
Yes. So before
Okay.
we wrap up, let's
Yes.
see how I do on this very last question.
Okay. So this one really surprised me. At what age, if we're under 2 years old, at what age and months would you say that babies start recognizing who a friend is?
Ooh.
This was fascinating.
Yes. Let's say
Like maybe 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 18 months, 24 months.
let's say 3 months.
You know what? That you would have thought so too. It's actually 9 months.
Oh.
So at 9 months old, you were very close. At 9 months old, a baby can start recognizing that this is a friend. And that's a beautiful thing, because we need to all go back to that and go, if I was 9 months old and I could tell a friend, and what we're talking about today is true friends, imagine we need to bring that same gentle kindness into our
Yes.
soul that says, okay, what are the things that made me as a baby know who my friends were?
That's beautiful, and really just that innocence that
Yes,
this
I love
child
it.
comes into the world, and so we need to see everybody else in that way, in that light, and say, hey, you know what? I think let's be friends.
Yes, yes.
And
that-
like the
and
kids
that's-
on the playground.
And that's why kids make better friends, than adults. They absolutely do.
Definitely we can learn a lot from our kids, and also we can learn a lot from you as well. Elizabeth,
you.
tell people how to get in touch with you.
Thank you. So if you would like to get hold of the copy of the book, then you can join us at www.collectingtruefriends.com. And of course, I'm on Instagram at growthnetworking.com, and I think that information will be provided. But we'd love to reach you, because I love to make more friends. So
Yes.
please reach out.
Awesome. And I know we
Thank
have
you.
this yellow
Yes,
rose here
and-
that means
and
friendship.
This is for you. Yellow roses mean friendship, and I want you to know that we are friends. And
I
thank you.
received that. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Elizabeth.
Thank you for having me today.
Absolutely, and such a pleasure for you to be here
Thank you.
today.
It's always
and
a blessing.
to talk together. And speaking of friends and sisters and great people to surround yourself around, this week's sister shout out goes to the founder of Mercy Motivates, Mercy Upolo of California. Not only has she appeared on Sci-Fi Network and numerous stages, she's also dedicated to spreading the message of mental health awareness, very important, after enduring several devastating events in her own life. She's even turned her tragedy to triumph through the pages of her children's book, Marla the Misfit. It's available exclusively on Amazon and Kindle, and definitely connect with her on all platforms. Do you have a sister or maybe even a brother you'd like to shout out? Someone who's moving through the world in a positive way? Let us know. When we come back, we're going to get into style with our fashion correspondent, Natarsha Fequiere. Let's do this. Okay, so we know this past year has looked a lot different for a lot of people, isn't that right?
Yes, it has.
We've gone from going out to events and getting all dolled up to, just making sure that we have on appropriate shirts when we get onto our Zoom meetings. So I am so excited to have our Chief Glam Officer of T-Tyme Glam, LLC.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you
with
for
her
having me
beautiful
here.
$5 jewelry. And she is going to show us how to get nice and dolled up and dressed up with our jewelry as we're getting back out there. And you know what? Sometimes people may not be ready to, do all that at this point, but also, it's okay to get blinged up for your Zoom meetings and to
Exactly.
look nice. So,
Or
and
just walk around the house.
absolutely, when you look good, you feel good.
Exactly.
So tell us how you want to kind of bring a pop of color into our lives these
I'm going to
days.
bring all kinds of color into your life.
I'm excited.
So first we're going to start over here. Over here, we brought out some beautiful greens, oranges. I mean, literally a little bit of every color in the rainbow.
yes.
This is absolutely absolutely gorgeous. This, it can be worn, you can casually wear it, or you can dress it up a little bit.
Yes.
And so that's one thing I really like about this, especially like these gorgeous sea bead earrings. Absolutely gorgeous. They have multiple colors in it and pulling colors everywhere. It doesn't matter winter, spring, fall, whatever.
Yes.
This is a staple piece.
I love it how you paired it with this necklace that doesn't have a lot of embellishment, but it has that beautiful pop of teal.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Awesome.
And so it'll pull everything out. So next we're gonna move to the mid-tool.
All right.
Right here, this is one of my favorite looks right
Beautiful.
here. This one is perfect for the fall and winter.
Yes.
And instead of popping color, we actually popped silver and brown. Have you ever seen silver and brown? It is-
Maybe not like that, but that looks
Exactly.
great.
It is very rare. And so we paired up the brown and the silver, and that itself is going to add a smile to anybody's face.
Yes, and you know, we talked a lot about, I think the theme for today is self-care, and talking about, you know, self-care without breaking the bank.
Absolutely.
Tell
This
our
right here,
Say Life family how much this beautiful jewelry is.
everything up here is $5 a piece.
Oh my
Everything is
gosh.
lead and nickel free.
Wow.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, this is like jackpot everything. If you can't afford to spoof up that wardrobe you
Yes,
have,
get
guess
spiffy
what?
up, yes.
Change up the jewelry.
Absolutely.
That's the thing.
That's a great, and honestly, this T-Tyme Lady Couture piece that you have on is a plain black
Absolutely.
piece, but you have this pop of color as we're talking about
Exactly.
today.
Exactly. And
Yes.
it just takes a little bit of color, and that's it.
I love this iridescent here. Tell me
Oh
about
my
that.
gosh, isn't this gorgeous? Right here, the silver and the black. The black, this is actually acrylic, and inside the acrylic, they actually molded it with the sparkle in the inside. So you
Beautiful.
don't have to worry about anything. All right, so right here, we got this gorgeous silver and blue. So we popped the brown here, but the blue right here is absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
You can do so much with this. We did a plain silver necklace, and when I say plain, just silver, but the embellishments speak for themselves. And then we
Absolutely.
put the earrings and the ring and a gorgeous bracelet to match. That right there, that's all you need.
Yes.
And that's $20.
I was just going to say $20, and sometimes it's hard to even find a beautiful statement piece necklace like that.
Yes,
for
for-
$20, just for the necklace
Absolutely.
itself.
I agree.
That's awesome.
Totally agree.
Yes.
So yes, and you have so many options. Absolutely, I love this.
And tell me just kind of a little bit about where people can find you. How can they get some of this beautiful $5 jewelry into their closet jewelry box?
Let me assist.
Yes.
This is what I do. So for the jewelry, my darlings, this right here is T-Tyme Glam. So you can go to www.t-tyme glam live live.com.
Make sure you don't forget the live.
Exactly. The live tells you everything that I have in stock, and you can come and just have fun with it. You can take us with you. We have a mobile app now. So
Awesome.
yes.
Yes.
So guess what? We can do anything. Weddings, bar mitzvahs,
Beautiful.
quinceañeras.
Or just for day to day or work meetings.
Exactly.
Or you know what? I know we were talking once and you said, look, I wanted to get dressed up while I was cooking.
Yes.
And you can put on some jewelry. that
Exactly.
looks
That's
good.
what kept me sane through this last year.
Wow, Natarsha, beautiful jewelry. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for all that you add to our Say Life family, Chief Glam Officer. And a big thank you to all of our sponsors this week who bring Say Life TV to life. Carenda Deonne, LLC, Red Hawk Strategic Solutions, LLC, of course, T-Tyme Glam, LLC. And thank you to you for making the decision to spend your Friday morning here with us. And so if you'd like your business or your organization featured on Say Life TV, tell us. Email us at the email address on the screen so all of us can get to know you. Thank you for being here today. Goodbye and have a positive week. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much.